Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Today is Global Game Jam Prep Week, day 2, and I'll be your host. I'm Sunny Summer Sky, and I'm the community artist here at Big Bang. Today, I thought we could make some voxel art and get it game ready, animate it, drop it into a game, and just get it going. This here is the Global Game Jam Hub that we're standing in now, and if you'd like to stop by, check out all the resources that we have. I'm going to post this out. I'm not sure it'll go through. Let's fingers crossed. This is a multiplayer link to Global Game Jam Hub. Feel free to stop by, check out things through the telecenter kiosk, or fly around if you'd like. Talk to Clicky, and they will guide you through all of the resources that we have. Things like tutorials, our weekly art challenge, some handy sites that you could register to jam at if you'd like to. More information regarding Big Bang, and even a showcase area here for the previous year's jam entries. That's for 2022, 23, and soon to be 2024. So stop by and check some of these things out. Like last year, we had a whole handful of Global Game Jam entries. Hoping to see a lot more of these come in. We had a few of our devs did some, like Jordan had Roots Veggie Delivery Service. I worked with Punkarella, Steve, and Boo Radley to make Potato, which is a root vegetable golfing game. We had some users submit pretty cool things based off some of our kits, and even from scratch, like McFunky Pants and Neo Shard made this very arcadey game called Back in '86. And if you want to check any of these out, just stand on the teleporters, and within 5 seconds, they'll just take you right to them. Highly encourage you to stop by and check some of these out. And this will be the hub space that we use to update with other events and things as things unfold for Global Game Jam. So stay tuned, and things might pop up. But as you explore, you'll pick up pieces of furniture that you can use to decorate your house with even. So right now it's looking kind of empty. Let's say if I go and pick up, I don't know, I think there's a poster somewhere. Where is that? I think that's a cool poster. And now let's go to our house, our Global Game Jam house. And inside here, we have this cool poster. And I'm basically using this space to also demo some of the things that you can do in Big Bang that has come out in this year. Like, just trying to make space for my poster here. There we go. That's some fun position for it. We had the interactivity toolkit come out, which is how I am entering build mode and moving furniture and posters and the like about. Simple Interactions has some handy furniture that you can use. If you want to have a decoratable home scene in your game, feel free to stop by Interactivity Toolkit, remix that, remix this, and you can get some fun interactive furniture to fill that space with and learn how to use it. It wasn't too hard to set up. There's really just, I can sneak the camera around the wall. You can even see just the 2 miniatures that it takes to set this up. And it's very drag and drop. It's real easy. We also have the combat kit that came out. And if you want to stop by and see a preview of that, you can hang out here in the combat zone. Got to pick up a weapon. Stop by and say hi to Flex and Jim. Okay, we got our toy sword. Oh, there's the monsters. So let's go hit a few monsters here. See if I can take a few out. And if you want to have quick combat in your game, these monsters are, I think they're just hanging out in the template toy bar. So if you're interested in getting combat workable in your game, you can just drag and drop this template toy sword and any of these template enemies down. But if you want a whole combat system that you can reskin into a game, you can hop over here into the combat kit. And that is a whole game with a lot of mechanics, weapons that you can pick up and customize, gold treasure chests that you can unlock, loot to pay for different weapons with. All of these mechanics are in this example game so that you can remix it and quickly skin it into whatever kind of game that you want. Um, I think that's a good overview of the kind of things that you'll find here in the Global Game Jam Hub. So yeah, stop by, check that out. And while you're doing that, I'm going to hop over and let's start making some art. I'm going to go over here to just.bigbang.com and oh, just a moment, sorry. And let's make an object. So we have here some starter objects that you can use. You can quickly reskin any of these if you'd like to. Some of them come with animations. Some of them are just static bases that you can make a character object off of if you want to. Or you can start empty. 9 times out of 10, I start empty because unless I want to make a couch or a house, sometimes I want to make things more specific. But just to get us started here, let's go ahead and pick something that we already have ready to work with and start getting familiar with the voxel object editor. And I'm just using control right click to zoom in and get some more control, but you can also use the scroll wheel. You can just click right click to swirl around, and middle click will help you pan around. So that's like the first thing I think to know, right? When you first use a voxel object editor. And let's say I want to give it some, I don't know, some funny colors. It's a very white and red house. Maybe we can use some Global Game Jammy kind of purple, at least on the roof. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to use the fill tool, and I can go with contiguous fill if I want to do one piece of roof at a time, or I could replace the whole color just like that. And that's every instance of that red throughout this voxel object is now carrying that color. I'm going to go grab something a little saturated, a little darker, and just replace the second part of this roof color. Maybe we can make this just a bit more vivid. I want more vivid. Just gonna try a few colors out here. That'll do. I like that a little bit. So I have this fireplace in here, and I think it continues all the way into the object. Yeah, okay, so inside the object, you have a bit of an interior space here to work with. And this is a very plain looking little fireplace. Maybe I'll make it more of a stony gray color here. There we go. Just going to right click, control right click to pull back out. And now we have some recoloring of our little house here. Maybe I can make some kind of pastel blue. I'm not sure if this will look good, but we're going to find out. It's a little murky. Maybe I can do a little bit better than that. And we'll keep this little look we have going for our house. And I'm going to just quickly color sample the wood color. And I want to add just a bit of definition to our house. So I'm going to add some voxels to our object here. Turn on the mirror plane. And now everything is symmetrical. You can see these two little pink blocks that are perfectly aligned. And as we start clicking, we're adding voxels, right? So let's just add or extrude these little wooden beams all the way down. I just want them to pop out a little bit more. And here, like, I could draw all the way down this thing, right? Or I could just use the face tool. We have a face tool and push face out. And now we don't have to draw so many lines here. I can do this here too. I'm just grab this color and it goes automatically back to the last tool I was using. And we're going to push out a face, just an extra face here. Make that edge of our house a little poppier. Let me clean up this little bit of extra voxel. Oops. Sort of broke that. There we go. It's all fixed. So now let's save our purple roof house. And we can set a thumbnail for it just to update it from what it typically starts as. I'm just going to grab a new thumbnail for it. If we press F, then we'll center the object in our screen. And we have this cool new thing here, this gizmo in the upper right, which is some extra camera controls, which can help you either for taking thumbnails, making very clean object selections, anything you'd like to get a finer look, more head on or at the side. So I'm going to turn on this little white cube, which is an orthographic kind of camera, and center up. I'm going to control right click and just scroll in a little bit and take a nice orthographic thumbnail. I like these just because you can kind of at a glance get an idea of everything in the geometry. If you are outside of orthographic camera, then some things might be hiding behind others just because of perspective. This is basically a no perspective view, or flattened perspective view is better, of your object. And I'm going to jump back out of that just so I can show you a little bit of, if you click on these handles here, you can jump to view your object. If you click the same handle twice, you'll be at the opposite side. So if I'm viewing it head on from the Z, see the front of the house, orthographic or not. If I click the Z again, orthographic or not, it's very nice. It's one of our new features. If you're tuning in from last year, hopefully you're as excited about that one as I am, because I have been excited about this one for a long time. Okay, let's save our object and get it into a game. So I'm going to go down here, open up the burger menu, and build a game. And if you're speed running, importing, and setting up game ready voxel objects, you don't even, because it's already ready, you don't have to. See? Bam. House in the game, ready to use, just like that. Okay, maybe that's a bit big. We can shrink this down a little bit more. And what it's using outside of the box as we drag this object in is a voxel object collision, which is how I can run up and not run directly through or into the house. But if you have a complicated object, just a quick heads up, and you are pulling it into the world, let's try like the couch at the default scale 1. If you jump on something and you're like, oh no, why is it, how come I'm not standing on, I want to jump on the couch. Just scale it up a little bit and the voxel object collision will catch up. which leads to some very big couches. But the simpler you make an object, the smarter the typical out of the box voxel object collision will be about your stuff. For now, if we're having a complex object like this that at a proper scale for a couch is still kind of behaving strangely, what we can do is just set it to a box collision and put like, I don't know, 5 height, 8, 7, and you can see these blue lines are helping us to define where our collision is. And my avatar is probably not the best to demo this because I am using a very old avatar that is not got our cool new updated collision. So I'm just going to put that so that my feet are on the ground just to show you that, okay, we are standing on that blue collision box right there. So the simpler you keep an object, the better. Angelito, we are making a game currently at the moment, but if you'd like to stop by Global Game Jam Hub, I think I still have that link in my clipboard. I'm going to post that one more time. That's over here, and just for today's demo purposes, I might hold on sharing out what we have here at the moment, though it is, if I want to jump into a multiplayer session with this game, all I have to do is go into the save menu and I'll say Summer's house, purple house. And now we have this description and tag. So if you're joining us now, we have the ability to set a little description, just a house in a field. And I can give it some tags, house, demo, stream even. And we can set a thumbnail. If you don't set one, it will grab one and generate it for you automatically, depending on where you're just kind of standing currently. We can set this to published and remixable. The thing about these two, if you publish a game, then people can go in and play it. If you make it additionally remixable, people can save a copy of your game and see how you made what you made and make their own versions of it. So that's, if you heard me say remix earlier while we were in the Global Game Jam Hub, that's what that was about. Save this, and what this does is you see this URL just changed. It generated game editor. This block of numbers and letters here is the game ID that it just generated and the name of our game. And just to turn the game here, if I wanted to open this up to multiplayer editing or playing, I would copy this link, click go, and then send that link to my friends. But before I do that, I'm realizing that while we can interact with our house, it's we can't go inside. And I don't like that. I want to go inside our house because I know there's a nice little fireplace in there and I want to decorate our interior. So I'm just going to go back out here, find my profile, and let's try to find our object that we just made and open that in a new tab. Here we are. And let's take a look. So we have a door, but I want it to be able to open, and I could animate that here in the voxel object editor, but there's a better way to do this, and we'll do that first. So I'm just using the select tool, and I double click. If I double click with the select tool, anything that is of the same color that is connected will be selected. So I can press Control to add to a selection as well. So I'm going to Control, double click, and now I've grabbed all of this, this, just double clicking. And I think inside the house there was a handle. So let's just grab that too and pull that away. So I want to make this a separate object. So the first thing I'll do is I'll save as, or actually I'll save this and then I'll save it as purple roof house. Yep, that's fine. House, save. And now let's save a second version where we have the door. Roof houses door. And so we have the door object up right now. And if you go to the user profile, you can see this, what just happened. I'm going to sort by objects. And you can see we've got our purple roof house and purple roof house door. We're in, checking the name, door. And now let's grab our select tool and get rid of the house. One question, how did I separate the door? Just by clicking its colors. So with the select tool, if you double click, you grab everything that is a selected color. If you then pull that color away, you can see how I've just grabbed everything that was the same brown that was connected. I've just moved. And this is just with a double click. If you want to add to a selection, you can control and double click, and you'll start to add more connected sections of different colors. Double click, double click, double click. And just using the handles here to pull away. Another cool thing, I didn't mention this earlier while we're here, while we're on it, is these three planes are new additions. So if you want to move things with the select and move gizmo, you can now move things on 2 planes at a time. So right now we're on the Y, Z. This would be the Y and X. This would be, oh, well, let me get my selection back. X and Z. So it's moving everywhere but vertically if I do that. And if you want to, and I don't think I mentioned this earlier, if you want to grab every instance of a single color, you can press Control, Shift, and double click. And now we have every version of that purple, whether it's connected or not, selected, and we can move all of that. So Control, double click, add connected, Control, Shift, double click, grab every instance of that color. I hope that helps. So I'm just going to blanket, remove the house. So all we want right now is the door. And I want to take just a moment here to talk about the voxel object origin point. Like any 3D software, there's a origin point of your object that is kind of the hinge on which behaviors are happening to it. So if I set this object on the center and I just imported it and I scripted it to act like a door that should swing open on a hinge, what it would actually be doing is rotating around this little cross here. So imagine this is your door hinge. And we want the door hinge to be right here, where the hinges of the door should be on the side, right? It should swing up and on the side. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to save that. And let's jump over to our house and make sure that we don't have the door in it. Get rid of that door. And that's all we need to do with that one. Just going to fix the thumbnail for at least this one. That's better. And let's go back into our game. So I'm going to sort by games. Purple house. Let's jump into the purple house. And when we jump into the game, you see the voxel object has already been updated with our changes automatically. No re-importing, no resetting anything. It's just ready to use. Now we can go into our house. It's kind of breezy if we don't have our door, so I'm just going to put that back on. I'm going to grab my voxel objects. I'm just sorting by mine so I can see things quickly. Here's our house's door, and you can see it's kind of small. I could stretch it up to be just kind of sort of and scale it into place, but we also have copy and paste component properties. So I'm just taking a look at the transform. If I go into my house, see we have entity, transform, the collision type, which we talked a little bit about, and the voxel object itself. We're just going to copy the transforms and paste them onto the transforms of our door. And now everything about the house and the door are the same in terms of scale. See 2.462, 2.462. Excellent. That's just a very quick way to get everything to be the same scale and nice and flush. I'm just going to drag this into place. Here we go. And now we can't go back into our house again. But it's a good thing because we haven't put a door script on our door. So when we've got our voxel objects up and ready to go, the first things we will want to do is get them, get the behaviors that you want on your objects. So you can do this one of two ways. You can look for scripts down here. You can sort by featured, all, or sort by your own. Or we can go and just add from here. You can add a new one, but oftentimes we can just use what's already there. Because certainly somebody has made a door in Big Bang by now. I feel like I've made this example on stream a few times. If you're tuning in, I'm sorry if I get a little repetitive. I just want to throw this out there for anyone that just might be joining us for the first time. So let's look for a door script. UB.door. And it should work just out of the box. There you go. Our door is swinging open. And we can edit because this door script has a few things that we can mess with here, like how much we want the door to open, if we want it to take a little bit of a delay in opening. So I think I want it to open this way so that we have more room to move around inside the house while the door is open. So I'm going to set it to open at negative 90 degrees instead of 90 degrees, and that should make it swing the other way. I also want it to open when we're farther away from the door. So I'm going to increase the radius, and now you can see it's already opening. And we can also make it open a little bit cleaner. We have easings on this script. So this is, I should have grabbed a tutorial link from Charlie's excellent stream on easings, but basically it's a different kind of sign behavior that you can pop on, and we'll demo a few of it so you can get the idea of it. So a back out is, imagine that it swings back outwards and sort of snaps back a little bit. I prefer to go back out and back in on my easings. So you can see our door swings a little extra open before it reaches its final position, and then does the same thing as it's returning to start. And that's typically what I prefer to do. Just going to thin this collision volume up so we don't have to get hit by it too much. And there we go. We have our house. We have a fireplace, a working door. I wish I could own property this fast in real life, but you know that's where we're at. I think we can decorate a little bit on the inside. So we've made a voxel object basically and pulled it in and scripted it, but there's already a whole bunch of voxel objects out there. So we don't have to constantly reinvent the wheel. If you're making a game jam, then you're probably going to want to use a lot of what we already have here, and there's just thousands of voxel objects for you to pick from. So if I wanted to have a couch, I think I want to sit by the fireplace here. Oh, hey, there's my couch. But I think I want to use somebody else's couch. That's a cute one. I like the hearts on it so much. All right, we're going to use this one. And I'm just going to set this to box and pull its height probably down to there. There. And if things look a little flat while you're inside a contained object, this is because we have one shadow cast currently with plans to, increase that as development goes. But for now, if you're standing inside an object, you can go into its component, its voxel object component, and just turn off cast shadows, and then you can see the inside of your house has just gotten so much brighter. And now your shadows on the objects inside the house can be seen. They're not competing for sole ownership of shadows. Turn that off so I can show that off a little bit better. So now if we go into our house, we have a little fireplace, we have a little couch. Isn't that pleasant? And this is one way of many that you can build a house. If you want everything to be in the same entity, all four walls, roof, floor, everything, just out of the box and ready to use, this is one method you can do. But if you want to have, say, more control over your shadows, you can also go in and let's just grab, I think I have an object that's just a single voxel, and it's like my most used white angled tent voxel. And I'm going to scale this up. And I think the last time we were hanging out here on Global Game Jam, we didn't have this, but now we do, so I have to show it off. We can stretch objects non-uniformly. So if you want to use, it's like primitives. You can just have a single voxel object or any voxel object. If I wanted this house to be, wide, I could. But for our purposes, let's just stretch out a couple of wall objects. And I can quickly duplicate things with the control key. I hope this key viz thing that I have going is showing up here. A White House for the win. This is how you increase square footage in your house. You buy small, stretch house. And now you can, this is my McMansion. But yeah, non-uniformly scaling things is huge, and I'm so happy that that's out to people now because we can just grab a plain white object, make it any wall color we want. Let's go with this Global Game Jam blue, and I'm going to use this rotation, and I'm going to control click any of these handles just to duplicate the object. And with any gizmo, if you can control click, you can duplicate that object. So I'm just using the number keys. I feel like I should throw that out there as well. But you can also like access the different gizmos over here. And now I've got a few walls. And part of my hope with doing all this is that if anyone is interested in joining us over on .bigbang.com/Discord, we have a Discord. We do weekly art challenges over there. And this week's theme is interiors. So doing interior spaces is all this week. And this month's prompts for the weekly art challenges that we're running are all Global Game Jam in theme. Like last week was smashable objects. The week before that was characters, making a character for our potential game, some interactive objects for our potential game. This week is potential interior environments for our game. And I can't wait to see what we got for the final week. But for now, we're working on interiors. Just going to jump back over and stretch out a floor and a roof here. And maybe this could be like, I don't know, a nicer floor color. Maybe it's purple carpet or something. And you can see we've already got our shadow problem again. It's like, these shadows are eating everything inside so that I can't have, I don't know, couch. Can't see the shadow of my couch. I want that. So I'm going to grab, I'm just using control click here to select multiple objects in our game. And I can open up that voxel object entity, turn off cast shadows. I'll do this for the roof too. There we go. Now we can see our pretty interior shadows. Let's make an entrance. Not that I know how to make an entrance, but let's just grab our, I'll stop the game before I do this just to make sure our door behaves correctly. I'm just going to control click, bring in a little door here, and stretch this out to meet our door. And there we go. Technically, we have two versions of a house where you can walk in and hang out on your furniture, have your nice, pretty shadows inside your structure, script your objects, all within 30 minutes. We've done this. I think we have time to do just a little bit more, but just because we can, I'm going to, let's return to game and let's open this up. I'm going to copy this link and go. And let's let everyone else have a go. Get in here. People, if you want to get in here, start making your houses, dropping them in, making some structures. And let's start thinking about some interior environment stuff that we can have. And while we're doing that, I think I want to make one more object just because I don't think I've shown off enough of what we can do. Hey, Angelito, I see you. I'm going to move you over here, though. And let's make our object. And then we'll tune back in, see what Angelito's making of the space here in a little bit. And let's just add some shapes instead. We haven't used the shape tool yet. So I'm going to grab I don't think I want the hollow box for now, mainly because if you use it, it is a hollow box and we're making a fully sculpted thing. So I'm going to grab the filled object here. And first things first, let's turn on the mirror, grab a fun little color, grab our blue, and let's make a shape. So just clicking and dragging outwards until I get about the width and length that I want. And then when I release the click, I go into this extrusion mode. We're pulling up until we get where we want to be. And let's start removing some voxels from our shape. I just removed one. See his face tool. Push that in a little bit. Do the same thing over here. 5. Okay, that's fine. And there we go. We have I'm kind of seeing like a little bunny head. I think we can make a little bunny out of this. Just adding and removing either voxels or whole faces. Nothing too complicated. Maybe I want to keep that, and I'll give him a nice little white color on the interior of his ears. Probably push that back. There we go. And let's give our bunny rabbit some eyes. And let's grab a darker color for the little button nose. There we go. And I wanted to give him a cute little mouth like this, but I'm realizing it's the little, that divot in the mouth that like cats and dogs and rabbits, they kind of have. It seems a little too wide. So I'm just going to move the mirror, which you can do just by going over here, right under mirror plane, nudge it down or up to move it around. And we can also just, not that we're using that right now, you can also rotate which axis your mirror is operating on. Right now we just want this one, but we only want it to be like one voxel to the left. So we're kind of operating on the half voxel. Angelito, I can still see you. This is going to be funny. When we get back over there. Just watching out the corner of my eye as chaos ensues. Just going to pull this inwards. I'm just using the selection tool here to get our little bunny head into a cuter shape. Hello, Orkinus Productions. Thanks for joining us. We're just making some voxel object art over here on Dot Me Bang. And I think we could just call it done, but I'm gonna do a little bit more for it. Not like that. Okay, there we go. Got a little bunny rabbit head. Easy peasy. I think we give him a little bit more of a forehead here. I think we got time. I think we got time. These little lies I tell myself, I got plenty of time. There we go. A cute little forehead. And a little bit of, maybe we can make that mouth a little bit wider. A nice happy smile on our little bunny. Okay, now real quick, I just want to show you this last menu down here. This is the animation bar. And you can see here, we're on the first frame of a potential animation. If you press play, nothing happens because we only have one frame. So we're going to stop that real quick. And I'm going to add a frame. And now we have, you can drag and see that this little bar is moving. We're on frame 2 now. So let's show that off a little bit. I'm going to give him a little bit of a blink. I think I'll start with the eyes fully closed. Like that. And there he goes. He's blinking almost like he's got something in his eye. So I'm going to add one more frame here just so that we can return to start. I'll just grab everything from frame 1. I'm just going to press Control C to copy that. And Control V on frame 3. And now you can see frame 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Just giving this little half-lidded look while he's returning to fully opened eyes. There we go. I don't like that everything is happening at the same speed because it makes him look like, yeah, he's got something in his eyes and he doesn't. So on frame 1, we're just going to make this last for a very long time. I'm going to say like 5,000 or something. You press play. It looks like nothing's happening for a very long time. There he goes, and now he blinks. Excellent. And that's cute. Last little suggestion I want to throw out about your model while you're animating is just get everything where you want it to be before you start animating. Like look at frame 1, and if you're like, this is the shape and the color and the this and the that I want it to look like before I start animating. So you don't have to go and make a change on frame 1, like some cute puffy cheeks. And then you have to go over to frame 2 and do the same thing on frame 3. And if you have 15 frames, this gets very exhausting. All right, so let's save our little bunny head. Oh no, did we lose Angelito? No, Angelito's just going crazy outside of my camera view. We're gonna get back in just a minute here. Okay, so we've got our animated bunny head. Save that out. And you're centered up right. Like I think I like the position that you're on. Just want to make extra sure. Because this is kind of where the neck is going to connect or act when we do the next cool thing that we do here. And I think that's in a good place. So let me just pull this window back over and let's see what Angelito is trying to invade our peaceful village of 2 houses. Having fun with tanks. Oh, hey, you got tank treads going. Okay, cool. Wait, I want to see. Oh, no, it's, not changed. It's just the Jeep wheels. That's cool. Alright. So, just wanna show off the template toy bar here in these last few minutes that we have. Hey, Orca. Welcome, welcome. Oh, that's you in the chat, Organist Productions. All your productions now. Upgrades, upgrades. Yes. Okay. So I'm looking in the featured section. Oh, well, I'm not looking for a couch in the featured section, but the featured section of templates will show us all the kind of template toys that we have. And we have a few, these are the enemies and weapons that we were talking about earlier. But we also have some wearable ones. And these, I think, are some of the first fun things to play with. So I'm just going to grab this, put it on my head, and there you go. Game ready object that already has a script on it ready to use is called a template. So we can use something like this. This is somebody else's, so we can't push to it. But I'm going to unlink from this template and just generate my own. And I'm going to call this entity Bunny Head. So in our new template, I'm going to also call it Bunny Head so I can find it later. And let's swap that object out for our itty bitty bunny head. You can see that as soon as we collide with it, we're already wearing it. So it's just that easy to find. Like, if you don't know what script to use, sometimes the templates already exist out there. Try checking the featured template toy bar or any of our those remixable games that are hanging out in the Global Game Jam Hub. We'll have buckets of these handy little templates that you can just unlink, copy from, reset up, and just use. But let's make this just a little bit nicer because it's kind of colliding with our head in a funny way. So the script that this template toy starts with is generic cosmetic. So if I open that up, I'm just checking out its settings. It's got the hat label. It's got some VFX that plays when you pick it up. And it's attaching to the head slot of our skeleton. It's got some offsets, rotation, and scale. So I'm going to reset the rotation. I don't think I want it to have any. And just replace the Jeep body. Oh yeah, I just saw that. Nice, nice. Is this a new tank? I don't think I've seen this one. Got a cool platform on it. I like that I could see you poking out of the top of it. like I imagine the hatch is open and you're just poking out the top. Are you gonna wear that orca? No, you're already wearing an orca head. You can't wear an orca. Well, maybe you can. I'm sure if anyone will find a way, it's you. Okay, so just grabbing this head here, and I kind of want to fix the scale to be, I don't know, 3. We'll try 3. And I think the collision on this is pretty big. Okay. Maybe a little less than 3. We'll go with 2. We'll go with maybe 1.5 even. Just want to fix the collision volume because you can see that blue, just like the blue box that we were putting on the couch earlier. It's just a little bit bigger than it needs to be. I think that's big enough. And with all those changes made, I'm just going to push that to our template. And now I can wear a giant head. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to move you just so I can finish demoing this thing. Oh no, I think I broke it. I'll put it back. But I will stop Stardust so that we can see things. All right, I'm just going to push this down. Probably by type. You can type in or you can use the handles here too. But I like precision, so I'm just going to type it. There we go. maybe the X offset, maybe we don't need that. Oh, I see what we did. We're using rotation and we need to use that. And I think the Z offset is fine. Let's try this. Excellent. Now we have a giant bunny head character for our game. Actually, it is this is excellent. Can I climb on board? Nice. All right. So if another cool thing about the template toys is that whenever you make a change and you push it, you can grab your own templates and sort by mine. And now I can see bunny head, and we can pull as many copies of this out about as we want. So everybody gets to have a bunny head or any wearable object. You can switch this out with any object just through the voxel object component. So do I have any other head things I can use here? Sort by mine. Oh, I made this scared hamster object. I forgot. This is an emoji in our Discord that I used a voxel object to make. You can be a scared hamster and it won't change until you push this to the template, but be wary if you do push this change. All of these bunny heads will then be like that, and that's not what we want to do, so I'm just going to unlink it. Just this one from that template, just to stay on the safe side. You can be happy, or you can be scared, or you can be Angelito in a giant tank. Or Orca. Can I wear Orca yet? Awesome. I think just editing the scale there on generic cosmetic would do. I'm not going to take that from you. Is that right? Nope, that's okay. Don't worry, mine's not either. I don't think anybody wants a 50-foot bun head. But yeah, I think we've gone through everything in the voxel object editor and even some new stuff that we've added since the last time we hung out here at Global Game Jam, and even set it up in game and got some cool behaviors on it. So I'm just going to save what we've got as forever memorialized with Tank and Orca and Scared Hamster and our cute little house. But if there's any questions, I think now would be the time. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. Let's give that a moment. He was, oh my gosh, can I drive it? Can I jump inside? Oh, not yet. Okay, wait. Maybe I can spawn my own. Oh no, it's just spawning the Jeep. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is my fault. Hold on. There you go. Excellent. All right. Well, yeah, thank you for joining us. I hope you'll have an excellent and artful rest of your day. I hope you, if you're looking for a Global Game Jam site to join, Big Bang has a Global Game Jam site. Just look us up under online only sites, and you can register if you want to make your game using Big Bang. You can do it there or at any Global Game Jam site you want to be a part of this year. You can check us out in the Global Game Jam Hub. If you have any questions or want to hang out with us, go to .bigbang.com/discord, and me and the other devs are always in there answering questions, and you can look for jam teammates, and yeah, just find out events as they're coming online. Thanks, Paulie San. Yeah, .bigbang.com/discord. We'll be there um, to answer questions, post events, and showcase all of the cool Global Game Jam games made using Big Bang. I can't wait to see you all over there. Have a good one, everybody. Bye.